Hey, I'm Lauren, and today I'm going to be testing OPI's new glue-on nail system. I have been saying for years that I'm shocked that OPI and Essie don't have their own glue-on nails, but now OPI does. I will say that I did try the OPI press-on collab that they did with xPRESS, and it was a major fail for me. I'll link that video for you if you want to watch. It was so bad. I mean, not worth it. But the OPI colors are cult classics, and I'm really glad that they finally launched them in their own glue-on nails because I've worn glue-ons for the last 2 years. I love them. My favorite brands are Static Nails and Olive and June, although I've been having some issues with Olive and June lately. So while I love the price point and how many nails you get in a set, it's $10 and you get like, I think it's 42 nails. That's 2 sets for $10. It's a great deal. But the nails lately have not been impressing me. I will leave my initial review on them, but since I've posted that review, the nails have changed. I feel like they've been reformulating them and it's just not as good as it used to be. And then also with Static Nails, I have lots of reviews on them as well. But today we are here to talk about the OPI nails, so let's get into it. So OPI says that their nails will last for 14 days, they're reusable. The tips and the packaging are made with up to 94% post-consumer recycled materials, which up to 94%, I feel like that's pretty vague. And then there's also no animal-derived ingredients anywhere in the nails. And then the set is $13 and it comes in so many of OPI's most common colors. Today I'm going to be testing Bubble Bath, but they have Funny Bunny, Cajun Shrimp, Lincoln Park After Dark, and so many more. They also have a lot of different lengths and styles. Today I'm testing just the classic. And the sets come with 30 nails, a nail glue, a cuticle stick, dual nail file, and buffer, and then the OPI prep pad, which that's probably my biggest complaint with Static Nails, besides the price, is that they don't come with a prep pad, and I love using a prep pad when I'm applying nails. So let's get into the application, and I'm just going to show you how to apply them. I'm going to share my final thoughts on the nails after I put them on, and then I'll wear them around and let you know how long they last and what the removal process was like at the end of the video. So I actually really like the packaging. It's basic, it's easy to open, and it's very straightforward, but it still looks really cool. So this is everything that comes in the kit. You get the wipe, the glue, the shape up buff pad, and the pusher, and then as well as the nails. Now this is where I kind of got hung up, is the buff side really didn't rough up the top of my nail like most other nail kits files do, and it's because it was buffing. So I actually switched it and I used the shape up side because my nails had some leftover glue and I just needed to, I feel like I needed to rough up the top a little bit more, so that is what I did there. So I like using the prep pad because it's going to first get all the residue off my nails from where I filed them, but also take away any oils or any excess residue that's on my nails. Matching the nails to my nails was surprisingly easy. Like, look, I got this one on the first try, but really I liked the variety of sizes. The only thing is I could not get 2 full sets out of this set because I used a lot of the same nails in a row. So it was like 5, 6, and 7 for my pointer, middle, and ring finger. And so if that's the case, there's going to be a big gap. And then that means that the remaining sizes are either going to be too big or too small, which is fine. I feel like for the price, that's pretty standard. But there are other nail kits out there that I can get 2 sets out of, like Olive and June. So when I apply nails, I always like to push my cuticles back first, and I really like this cuticle remover because it exfoliates, so it just freshens everything up and makes the skin next to my nails just look so much better, and it just softens everything out. I will link it in the bio description box below. And then I push my cuticles back, and I also rub the serum all over my nails and onto the skin surrounding my nails, but this just makes your glue-ons or press-ons, whatever you're using, it makes the nails look much more professional, so it actually looks like you got a manicure. Now I go in with acetone and I wipe off all of the cuticle remover. This is a very important step. You can also wash your hands, but you just want to make sure that there's nothing left on your skin because it's going to get in the way of the glue sticking to the nail and your nail. And then I really loved the glue. So first of all, the packaging is just super chic, but it was very easy to squeeze out. And I really liked that when you were applying the nail to your nail, how it stuck on like pretty easily. I feel like sometimes it still stays wet for a while and it slides around. These just stayed in place very well. This is why I like having the prep pad around, because you can wipe the glue off of the nail, or if you have any that's squeezed out of the sides, the prep pad is really good for getting that off. You don't want to use acetone because sometimes it takes the glossy top coat off of the nail. So I'm going to fast forward through me putting on the actual nails. The order that you go in is you start on your pinkies and you end on your thumbs. This is just the easiest way to do it. Trust me. Get your pinkies and the fingers that you barely use out of the way and then end on the ones that you use the most. And the finished look, I'm just so impressed with these nails. They're absolutely beautiful. There's barely any glue that squeezed out the sides. They look so good. Okay, I just finished putting the nails on and I'm honestly very impressed. They were so easy to put on. The glue just grabbed on almost instantly. I didn't have to let it set for 10 to 15 seconds before I tried to attach the nail to my hand. That's like kind of amazing because I just came off using Olive in June last week and it was a nightmare getting those nails to stick together. So this was very refreshing for me. And the only weird thing I would say is the buff up side of the stick is smooth. So it's not really, it's like an actual buff, where I feel like most other nail brands in the glue-on sets, the buff, or what they call buffing, is actually just a very fine nail file and it roughs up the top. But when I was using the buff up, it was actually buffing it, making it shinier, which I love a buff nail, but I don't see how that would work better for a glue-on nail. So I actually ended up just using the shape up side because I did have some leftover glue from my last set and I felt like I just should do that. So we'll see how it goes. But overall, I'm very impressed. The shape is very similar to static nails, round. In terms of length and just the actual roundness of the tip, this is the shortest version of these. I wish they had a shorter one because I have just been into short nails lately. So I might file these down over the next few days, but I think they look beautiful. I love how the color hid a lot of the air bubbles. I don't know if all the colors are going to be able to do that. Air bubbles happen when the nail isn't completely solid. But if you can see, I don't know if you can see in this lighting, this nail isn't completely solid. Like you can see how it's kind of sheer. And the fact that there's minimal air bubbles is very impressive to me. So far I'm very impressed. I'm gonna wear these around and then once one starts lifting or if they pop off, then I'll come on here and share my final thoughts. Okay, I'm back with my final review of the nails and I'm obsessed with them. So first let's talk about how long they lasted. I am on day 7 today, so I definitely didn't get 14 days out of them, but it could just be user error. You never know, especially like first time trying a new brand. That's fine with me. I'm okay with 7 days. That's what I get in basically every other nail brand too. I did lose my middle finger on, I think it was on day 4, and I just pulled it off and then I glued it back on, no problem. And then I ended up losing my other middle finger the next day. So I don't know what I was doing with my middle fingers with application, but for the most part, it was all good until today. Then my thumbnail came off and then my pinky started lifting. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it off and do my final review. So it was 7 days and I could definitely reuse the nails. All of the tips still looked amazing. I ended up not filing them down like I initially thought I was going to because I wanted to see how long they would last and how the glossiness would stay without me messing with the tip at all. I really liked that when you applied it, you didn't have to file the tip. Like on Olive and June and some other brands, they'll have that little tiny lip in the middle of the nail that is part of the production of the nail. That's like how they make them. These didn't have that, so you really don't have to file the nail down at all. I would say these are very, very similar to static nails, which I love. Static nails are amazing. They're just expensive, but they do last 7 to 10 days on me as well. And then usually after day 7, the glossiness on the tip starts to come off. And so I wouldn't say that static nails are reusable if you wear them past 7 days. And I would say that the OPI, I could definitely have reapplied them. Like they stayed glossy. I really, really liked them. The application was amazingly easy. The glue just stuck right on and stayed. The nail stayed in place. I didn't have a lot of spillage everywhere. Maybe I didn't use enough glue, which is why they didn't last quite as long. But I feel like for the most part, I'm very happy with the nails. This is what my nails look like now that I have taken them off. So you can see I just have leftover glue. I actually don't have, like, look at my pinky. There's like no damage. So taking the nails off, if you are having trouble removing your nails, there's a couple things you can do. You can take a hot bath and then try to pry them off. You can soak them in acetone. Sometimes using oils can help. It's just, you find what works for you, but generally I never have problems taking my nails off early. So like with these, I literally just pried them off and I have no extra damage to my nail. I could not get 2 full sets out of them because the way that the nails are numbered, I used 3 in a row. So if I wanted to go in and get a second set, I mean, out of 30 nails, you would think you'd be able to, but just with my personal nail shape, I would not be able to. I'd either have to file the ends or I'd have a lot of my own nails sticking out the sides. So for $14 for 1 week of nails, that's pretty average. I would say in that case, I do prefer Olive and June, and you can always mix and match glue. So if you find Olive and June to be an amazing deal, but you don't like the glue, then try the OPI glue. I am so impressed. I also love Static's glue. You can buy their brush on or just keep the little tubes that come in the nail kits around. Make sure they're sealed. You can reuse them a lot. So yeah, I really like these nails. I would say they're definitely up there with some of the best nails that I've ever tried. I'm gonna be testing another UV light nail. A couple weeks ago, I tested the Dashing Diva glazed nails and I loved them. The clear, they have like the strong, and then I tried the regular glaze and they were definitely not as strong. And then I found another brand on Amazon called O'Hara. So I'm gonna be testing them this week because I have been into shorter nails, like I mentioned before in this video, and those you just file down to your actual nail shape. But yeah, stay tuned if you like nail videos. I'm always testing what's new on here. I have a ton of nail reviews, so if you want to see other reviews like this, I will link my playlist down in the bio, and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you next time. I also do quick reviews on my TikTok and on my Instagram, and my username is lauren.arrow, so I will link that as well. See you next time.